Hey everyone, Texas Fish Head here again. I hope everyone is doing well and staying safe. Now it's been a grind, but spring has sprung, the weather's getting warmer, and the water's getting warmer, and it's just a matter of time for the fishing explodes. I've been trying to get to the beachfront and trying to find the right conditions. I've been looking to hook up with some mackerel and some jacks, but my timing has been off for some reason. It's just the weather. It's either too much wind, rough surf, but it's coming. I did manage to get out to the North Jetty, and I caught a flounder and a croaker, and I used what I call the best rig ever for flounder fishing. It worked all year last year, and it's starting to work so this year. I put in a video on how to rig what I call the best flounder rig ever made. Please continue to click like and subscribe. And if these videos help, share them with someone else. That's what they're for. There's more to come. Stay safe, and we'll see each other soon. Alright, found a chunk of spoon, one of the best baits ever made. Someone were to tell me, you know what, you only can use one lure for the rest of your life. It's going to be the Johnson Sprite 3/4 ounce spoon. Let's see what's in there. Out here in the beachfront, it's just a little too rough. What we're going to do is wind up going over to the North Jetty and look around to see what we can find over there, and then we'll come back over here. The wind is just too strong and the surf is just too rough right now, as you can tell. Look, see how rough it is. And I did put on my croakers though. Spikes on it, as opposed to this. Customize these. Orcas. all else fails, it's time for some Gulp. Best rig there is for flounder fishing. And you can make it weedless. Get that point, see it? Fails. Go. Rigged. We'll charge them up a little bit. What you do to charge them up is you take you gotta tighten this all the way because the juice is the important. See here, Gulp coming through with a little closer. Right at the edge of the rock. They're in there. I told you they were in there. Don't listen. On the new mini Gulp. Sucked it down though. Open up, man. We're gonna let you. But first of all, let me start off by showing you. I'll take once again the small swivel. I like using these small swivels. In my other how-to video, you can see why I use them. And then you take a line. I'll cut usually anywhere between 24 to 30 inches worth of line. You can use whatever you feel comfortable with. Usually I use either a 20 or a 30-pound leader wire, line, or monofilament. But you always want one end to be longer than the other. You want at least a difference of 6, 7, 8 inches maybe in between both. Now this type of rig is not anything that's new as far as the double rig. This thing has been around quite a long time. I used to fish mainly for flounder, and I would use spec rigs. The Lime True spec rig used to work perfect out in the bays when I did a lot of wade fishing. I took my swivel, put it in, I made a loop, tied it in place. Now you got two ends. The first thing I do is I'll take a 1/8 ounce egg-shaped weight. You can use 1/16, use whatever you want, whatever you feel comfortable with. Then I'll take a red bead. I've got different size beads, but I prefer the smaller ones. You can use larger ones if you like. I prefer the small ones. Once that's in place, I will take that same double-out hook that I use when I use for live bait fishing. And once again, it's a worm hook. I'll take that, put it on the end. I'll secure it, tie it on a couple of turns, in and through, one more time just to make it a little stronger. Pull it, cinch it. Now I've got it. Oh, trim the edge. Now what I've got is a setup like this. The bead weight also makes noise when it clacks. Do the same thing to the other end. Same thing with the bead. Same thing with the hook. Twist 5-6 times. In, through. One more time, make a nice cinch, trim off the edge, and now what I've got is a double rig. Setup. Weight and the beads. Then what I do is I'll take my Gulp. I've got several different colors I use. This is the new penny color. The new penny color, I've caught, I don't know how many fish I've caught plenty of fish on this new penny color. It's one of my favorite ones. What you do is you take it, just like you would a worm, right along the nose, pull it, look for the place where you're going to put the point in. And now what you've done is basically set up a weedless bait. Even though you're not showing the point, a fish will come, will bite, squeeze, and when it does, it'll hang on. Do the same thing to the other. This is one of my favorites as well, the lime. If you see my videos, I use a lot of this lime one, color one. But I'm going to show you a jerk shad. One trip I took, all I wanted to do was eat jerk shad. Same thing here. Once again, through. Now this one has a slit where you can actually set it in through the nose. Once again, if you're going to use this type of rig, fantastic. But what I'm using for is to fish around the edge of the jetties. I look for where the hook will come out, go through it, make sure it comes out to the other side. Another weedless setup here. Now you have two weedless baits coming through. And you can do that with either one of these. any one of these type of gulps that you're going to use. And I'm going to tell you something about flounder that at least I've come to find out or learn. This double rig works, first of all, for a couple of reasons. Flounder, when they're aggressive and they're eating, especially when the tide is moving, this thing comes swimming by. They're opportunistic feeders. So they're sitting along the edges of the rocks waiting for something to flush out in between the rocks. Once again, if you see my flounder videos, you'll see that I'm walking along the jetty, casting parallel to the jetty along the edge of the rocks. When the flounder are aggressive and they're feeding, they're going to hit the first thing that comes by. So this is what they see, the first thing that comes by. And they'll jump it. Most of the time you'll find out, you'll see that the flounder hit your first bait before he hits the second one. The reason he hit the first bait is because they're aggressive and they're feeding. Now, when you're in between tides and things have slowed down, and you're still looking for the flounder because they're still in there, what the flounder will see is the first bait go by. It's like a teaser. When this first bait goes by, then the second one swings by, and they're not going to turn down an easy bait, an easy meal. So that's why this type of rig works, especially for flounder. First one goes by, second one comes through, and you're going to find out that they're going to be biting the second bait through when the fish are not really aggressive and feeding because either the tide is slack or the tide is not moving. They hit the first one, they're on a feeding mode. They hit the second one, they're sitting around waiting for some easy bait to come by. And that's what this does. That's why it works. I also set up one that I use if I don't want to throw a double bait. It's just a single type of rig here. Now once again, I hope this information helps you out when you're out there fishing. This is a rig that I use. This is a setup that I use when I'm fishing for flounder. When I'm fishing for flounder around the jetties. I hope this thing will work for you, and I hope everyone stays safe. I want to thank you once again for watching. Thank you for your views. Thank you for your subscriptions. And continue to click like and subscribe. Till we see each other soon. Thanks. Alright, we're on our way home now. I want to thank you for watching. And please continue to click like and subscribe. And remember, if these videos help you in any way, share them with someone else. That's what they're for. There's more to come. Stay safe, and we'll see each other soon.